What up, peeps? Joe Passarelli here, live, Joe Passarelli channel, Joe Passarelli show. Was just watching a few videos from a good friend of mine, Duo Dreamer, and I kind of had a response to one of them, and he was talking about the Rusev Lana situation, which of course a lot of people are talking about. If you haven't heard by now, you're living under a rock. At WWE Battleground, a promo was cut by Lana, which seemed to be making light of the plane in Malaysia going down situation, which really caused a lot of heat for the media and caused the WWE to go to some drastic, quick reaction to try to dispel the heat. Now, to me, this is just the WWE being complete chicken shits. This angle is getting over. I had not been a fan of Rusev at first. Unlike some, I had not been a fan. Yeah, Lana was a good talker, but I didn't quite know what to make of it. Kind of this Taz, Iron Sheik ripoff. But no, Rusev's been doing great. Been having some good matches. I think he had a good match with Big E at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I was there live for that. But, then you get this whole Jack Swagger thing. They turn Jack Swagger babyface. He's getting huge reactions from the crowd. I saw people posting during Battleground, during the match. Good friend of mine, Jonathan Smash, who actually beat Rhino recently, shout out to Jonathan Smash, had posted that it felt like Rocky versus Ivan Drago. I actually watched Rocky 4 over the weekend to kind of give me some inspiration for this. And I actually think Lana is a better talker than Brigitte Nielsen. I thought Brigitte Nielsen was kind of awkward. But Lana, man, she makes it work. Incredible heel manager, incredible heat. And Duo Dreamer had mentioned Sergeant Slaughter in his video, and when he was an Iraqi sympathizer and the heat. I mean, that was legit heat. And that's when the WWE and wrestling as a whole had the cojones to really do very edgy angles. Duo Dreamer also mentioned Muhammad Hassan, that angle in the mid-2000s, which was getting a lot of heat. Then an incident happened in London, and they pretty much assassinated the Muhammad Hassan character. Daivari, his manager, lasted a few more years, but Muhammad Hassan Goose was cooked. So a lot of people were worrying that this could be Rusev. But honestly, Rusev, it looks like he'll be okay. It looks like they're still trying to book him strong, at least based on the results of Monday Night Raw. Now, granted, Lana didn't cut really her usual promo. He came out. He beat the Great Khali, which, what did he do? He beat the Great Khali. But to take the Khali down and put him in the camel clutch or whatever he's calling the move, I still call it the camel clutch. I refuse to call it anything else. That is the damn camel clutch. Damn it. But he seems like he's still being booked strong. But unfortunately, the victim of this, and Duo Dreamer did briefly touch on this, is Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger, man, he's been with the company since, ECW was on Sci-Fi, former ECW champion. They always try to push him, and then something happens. Wasn't really a strong ECW champion. Dropped the belt to Christian. Obviously won a Money in the Bank match. Cashed in on Chris Jericho. Underwhelming title run there. You saw the Swagger Soaring Eagle and all kinds of hokey antics in the desperate effort to try to get Jack Swagger over at that point. But the best thing that happened to Swagger, that ever happened to Swagger, was the pairing with Uncle Zeb. Zeb Coulter. The We the People stuff really started getting over. Let's not forget, Jack Swagger made his re-emergence to the WWE after several months off televisions last year before WrestleMania. Ended up doing a feud with Alberto Del Rio, and it looked like he was actually going to possibly win the world title and defeat Alberto Del Rio at WrestleMania 29. Looked very close to happening, very possible to happening. But he was arrested for a situation where I believe he had pot on him or whatever, and his push seemed to be nixed. I mean, they still were doing the We the People, but they removed any chance of him being a world title contender, and then Ziggler won the belt, and he was involved with feuds with Ziggler and Del Rio for the belt for a few months. But overall, after that, saw him fall back to the pack, Cesaro pairing, that whole deal. People thought Cesaro would be the big star out of that. I'm going to do a separate video on Cesaro and my thoughts on him. Y'all know at this point I'm a big Cesaro fan, and I am not happy what they're doing with him. Now, I've never been a huge Jack Swagger fan, but he's earned my respect. And to me, he's earned the right to be considered, just like Kofi Kingston, another video Duo Dreamer did about what he's doing now with the maybe Nation of Domination 2.0 possibly. But I mean, Jack Swagger, is this guy not the most unluckiest son of a bitch Oklahoman not named Jim Ross? I mean, come on. He should have been a world champion then. Every time he looks like he's going to get respect and get put in that category with the Daniel Bryans and the CM Punks, even though CM Punk's long gone, and the guys who have fought and clawed to break through the glass ceiling and be in that category with the John Cenas of the world. But Jack Swagger, man, I think they're making a great mistake if they're just going to push him to the side. The crowd was getting behind him. I mean, I know, like I said, for my man Jonathan Smash to post something like that, and he's not someone who looks at things from the fanboy or Mark perspective. If he's sitting there and saying, wow, it feels like Rocky IV over here on this pay-per-view, then this is something they should have kept going. It could have been a hot angle for several months, and it could have really been the angle to launch not only Rusev, which is clearly going places, but Jack Swagger as well back into prominence, and it would have been good. You know, you had Zeb and Lana, two managers going at it on the mic. I'm personally a fan of that. Great to see two managers who are good on the stick going back and forth, and was something I was hoping to see out of Paul Heyman and Zeb, but we never got that either for various reasons. But that's my thoughts. Jack Swagger, is he the most unluckiest victim of circumstance ever? I mean, they used to call Edge the ultimate opportunist. I think Jack Swagger, instead of the All-American American, he's the ultimate unopportunist, because every time he gets a little bit closer to getting respected, something happens, and you can compare it to Ziggler in some of the other situations, but I just wanted to talk about this. Shout out to Duo Dreamer. Subscribe to his channel. I see he's close to 600 subscribers. Me, I'm at 35. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, leave your comments underneath. Joe Passarelli, got to get a few more videos today. Peace.